Darius Langston had spent most of his life hiding where he came from behind tailored suits and billion-dollar boardrooms. Now the CEO of Langston Verdea, dominant force in sustainable retail across the southern United States, built an empire from scratch, one green product and one tenacious step at a time. But no matter how high he climbed, pieces of East Atlanta clung to him. The cracked sidewalks, the second-hand coats in winter, the way you memorized every streetlight outage because it meant getting home safely mattered. It was still there, deep in his bones. He had promised his daughter Simone a birthday trip, something extravagant to celebrate her turning 18. 1 week of yachts, private chefs, and historic tours up and down Georgia's coast. He gave her the luxury. But he also made one personal request. "We're taking a morning detour," he told her casually the night before, while she lounged in the suite of the Palmetto Dominion Hotel in Savannah, scrolling through birthday messages on her phone. "To where?" she'd asked with her trademark teenage skepticism, brow arched. "Somewhere that matters." Now they were in a chauffeured town car rolling toward the Bayfield district, a neighborhood scrubbed from tourist maps where the bricks whispered stories the city had tried to forget. The road narrowed, the buildings grew older. Street vendors sold pickled okra and old vinyl. Barefoot kids darted past food trucks. It smelled like history here: fried catfish, jasmine, oil-stained sidewalks. Simone curled her lip. "Is this really what you thought I'd want to see for my birthday?" Darius didn't answer. He stepped out once they arrived near the old dockyard, a stretch of cracked pavement and leaning fences. He bought a mango from a fruit stand and sliced it open with the same pocket knife he'd carried since college. He offered a slice to Simone. "I'll pass," she said, nose wrinkled. "That knife probably predates the internet." He chuckled but didn't argue. They wandered past faded murals and shuttered storefronts, people nodding at Darius like he'd never left. And maybe part of him hadn't. Then he met a young boy selling hand-carved turtles on the corner, 10 years old, eyes hungry, dreams too big for his threadbare sneakers. Darius bought one, tucked it into his blazer pocket, and forgot about it until later. That afternoon, they returned to the hotel by ferry. Simone leaned over the railing for selfies. Darius watched the water. It wasn't until they were back in the suite that he noticed the wallet was missing. "Imani," he said, voice strained. "Did you see my wallet?" She looked up, annoyed. "No. Where'd you use it last?" He frowned. "The turtle stand. At the docks." Simone let out a sharp breath. "Exactly. I told you not to go down there. Of course someone stole it." He didn't respond. He just sat, slowly, on the edge of the bed. Inside that wallet wasn't just cash or cards, it held a photo. A faded picture of his late wife holding newborn Simone, taken just weeks before the accident. It was the only copy he carried. He ran a hand over his face. "I might have dropped it," he said quietly. "Or maybe someone picked it up." Simone scoffed. If it had been someone decent, they would have returned it already. The words stung more than she knew. He didn't scold her. He just looked out the window at a city that once raised him. He thought of his mother's cornbread, of hauling groceries on foot, of walking into job interviews with scuffed shoes and hope. Later that night, while the suite dimmed and Simone retreated to her room, Darius sat alone, staring at the ceiling fan spinning above him like a slow metronome. Concierge had already called the ferry. No one had found anything. He called the docks, left messages. Still nothing. Then, just after 8 a.m., his phone buzzed. "Unknown number." "Local." He answered. "Hello." A pause. Then a young voice, tentative. "Is this Mr. Langston?" "Yes, this is he." I think I found your wallet, sir." "Yesterday. Near the docks." "I didn't take anything, I swear." Darius sat forward. "What's your name?" "Tarek. I wanted to call sooner, but I didn't have a phone. Had to trade some cans to get quarters for a payphone." Darius closed his eyes, heartful. "Thank you, Tarek. Where can I meet you?" "I'm near Westport Street, across from the old grocery. Behind the mural." "I know the one. I'll be there." Simone, who'd been half listening, looked horrified. "You're not seriously going." "I am." "Dad, he could be lying. This is a setup." "I don't think so," Darius said. "But I'll bring Charles to drive." She folded her arms. "Fine. But I'm coming." 30 minutes later, their black SUV rolled into the outskirts of West Savannah, where sidewalks buckled and murals peeled under sun and neglect. They pulled up beside a wall painted with a jazz quartet, muted saxophones, and weary eyes. A boy stood there, maybe 15, holding something in both hands. Darius stepped out first. The boy took a cautious step forward. "I kept it safe," he said, voice cracking. "Didn't even open the zipper part." Darius opened the wallet slowly. "Every card. Every dollar. The photo still there." "You did more than just keep it safe," he said quietly. "You did something rare." Tarek looked down. "I just needed a few dollars for the call. It's my little sister's birthday tomorrow. I wanted to get her a cupcake." Simone, watching from inside the car, blinked. She stepped out slowly, a breeze lifting her braids. "What's her name?" she asked. "Alyssa," he said. "She loves unicorns. She talks in her sleep." Simone glanced at her father, then back at Tarek. Without speaking, she pulled the wallet from Darius's hands, slipped out 3 crisp $100 bills, and pressed them into the boy's palm. "Get her more than a cupcake," she said. "And clean clothes. Come to the Palmetto tomorrow. Ask for me. We're throwing her a party." Tarek's eyes went wide. We don't belong in a place like that." "You belong wherever you're seen," Simone said. "And I see you." The next morning, the Palmetto's garden transformed. Staff strung pastel bunting between trees. A cake with Alyssa's name towered above the table. Hotel guests' children joined without question. 10:15, the glass doors opened. Tarek entered hand in hand with Alyssa, who cradled a new stuffed unicorn. Their mother, Nadine, followed in a clean denim dress, her posture straight but uncertain. Simone ran up to greet them. "You made it," she said. "We wouldn't miss it," Tarek replied. Alyssa stared at the cake, awestruck. "Is that for me?" "All of it," Simone said. "Happy birthday." The party was a celebration of more than Alyssa's 6th year. It was a celebration of being seen. Children laughed, music played, lemonade flowed. Nadine sat on a bench watching her kids play, disbelief softening into peace. Later, Darius pulled her aside. "I asked someone here to meet you," he said. The hotel's manager stepped forward. "We've been hiring," she said. "We need someone we can trust. We'd like to offer you a position. Supervisory. Training included. Benefits." Nadine clutched her hands to her mouth. "I don't know if I'm qualified." "You raised a son who returned a wallet full of cash without asking for anything," Darius said. "That's all the qualification I need." She nodded, eyes wet. "Then yes. Yes, I accept." A week later, Nadine started her job. Her children started school in clean uniforms. A modest motel became a stepping stone to something better. Simone, forever changed, began a youth initiative under Alyssa's name, providing care packages and birthday experiences for children in need across the state. On their final night in Savannah, she and Darius stood on the hotel's rooftop watching the river shine beneath a setting sun. "I get it now," she said. "Giving back isn't just charity. It's acknowledgement." Darius smiled. "You don't change the world with speeches. You change it one family at a time." "And it all started with a wallet," she whispered. "No," he corrected. "It started with a choice." And somewhere, in a modest room filled with laughter and a unicorn-shaped balloon still floating from the day before, Alyssa Langston turned 7, surrounded by the kind of love and opportunity that had once felt so far away. But not anymore. The end.